Okay, Robert, this is how you get this set up. It actually took me a lot longer than I thought it was going to. But here we got our sidebar here, and I gave it a class of a sidebar column, and I'll show you that in a minute. And inside of there, we put in just these two little lines of CSS code here. And so what it does is it will slide up and down like this, and the more you open, the longer that slide bar will get, and it will continue to scroll you all the way down to the bottom of it like that. So I'm pretty sure that's what you were looking for. Now, how I have this set up and how I think you have it set up is you have a universal element here for your sidebar, and that's how you should do it, because if you're using that same sidebar on your course homepage, your module pages, your template pages, especially if you have multiple module pages and template pages, and just a singular sidebar, you want to keep it consistent, so do it as a universal element. But the first thing we have to do is set that ID on the column, and because I already applied the code, it's easy to get to the column itself, but you probably will have a hard time just like I did. So what I found here is if you click on the element right there, it gives you the breadcrumbs down here at the bottom. So you can go into your column then and come over here to the code, and I just set this as sidebar column. Now I also had originally set the code here, but I decided it was better to set that code inside of the sidebar itself. So let's save that there. And then we're going to go into the actual sidebar, and we're going to edit the universal block. And whether you know this or not, you can actually set CSS right here inside of a universal element. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to come to our settings, we're going to show our code, and then down here we're going to put in our code. So we gave that element we gave that column, I should say, the ID of sidebar column. Make sure it's got the hashtag in front of it right there. You got your curly brackets on either side, and then it'll always say is overflow-y of scroll. Height is a calculation of 100% of the viewport height minus, in this case, I put in a number of 300 pixels. So let me show you how we come up with this right here. The other will not change. So we're going to come back into the live page, and what you're going to see, so we're going to come here to the top. So what we're saying is make this column over here, make the height of this, you can see it doesn't go past the bottom of the page, and it starts right here where we are. Well, what I have up here at the top is we got the section where the sidebar is in, then we have two sections above that. So we have to compensate for the height of those two sections, plus in my case here I like to give a little extra padding at the bottom. And so I came in here and I just said, okay, we got the first section here, and we come down into the computed down here, and if this is not showing when you're in the dev tools, there's this little box here. You can do that and turn that on right there. So we got 98 pixels, so let's just call it 100 pixels, plus 20 pixels for the padding at the top. So we got 120 minus 40. So just do what the numbers tell you to do here. So it's 100 plus 20 is 120, minus 40 is 80 total pixels there. We go to the element above it, which is our header up here at the top. We're going to see it's 170 pixels right there, but you also see up here there's a light blue band. That light blue band represents the 40 pixels that the lower section is pushing up over the top of the upper section. So that's why we subtract off that 40, because it technically is being subtracted off the 170. So what did we have? We had 80 plus 170 is 250, and I just added on another 50 pixels just to give it a little bit of room down here at the bottom. So that's where I came up with my 300 pixels. So whatever your header space takes up, you want to knock that off plus a little bit more, just so there's a little padding at the bottom down there, and then you can get a nice smooth scroll up and down.